Hello, luminous friend. I want to talk today about overthinking. You know what overthinking really is? Let's really open up this idea. I frame it as not just a mental habit. It's this vibrational loyalty to the shadow frequency. It's the mind's survival dance and loop carousel. Because when you're overthinking, you're actually making a subtle but very powerful decision to stay bonded to fear, agitation, self-doubt, confusion, and the illusion that you must wrestle reality into submission in order to thrive. And with the thinking that overthinking will get you there. It's also to believe that life is something to control, not something to co-create with. And in Gene Key's language, overthinking is what happens when the mind tries to solve what can only be surrendered through the heart. It's the shadow pulling you back into survival programming. You know, that feeling like I have to figure it all out. It all falls on me. You know, it's a form of control. If I don't push, nothing will happen. I can't trust life to bring me what I really want. And another slow killer, if I slow down, I'll lose everything. But the secret to really take to heart here is that overthinking isn't mental. It's existential. It's a refusal to die to the old version of yourself. It's the part that believes that life is unsafe unless you are in control. And the false small self loves to believe that it even has the ability to control anything, and it doesn't. And that's why we stay in these mental loops and we stay stuck. And here we are out of one face asking for true liberation, and out of the other side of the face, we're still parroting back all the things that we used to think were true about ourselves and about life, up until now anyway. If you really lean into this talk here, this is going to change you. So true liberation, it begins when you realize that overthinking is not you being careful or even smart. It's you refusing to surrender to the higher current of your life, to start walking as that, moving as that version of you that you so desire. It's being in this feeling of, and I say this to myself often, as far as I'm concerned, I already am what I want to be. I'm just waiting for confirmation in my world. You know, there's an ease in that, but you have to walk the talk. You have to move from that higher current of you, because that's where all the ease is that you're asking for. It's just, you have to start thinking that way. You have to start moving that way, as if that's true. It's that surrender to the higher current of your life. That's what that looks like. And it always equates with ease. That's the energy that's really calling you. When you're in a constant mode of overthinking, does it feel easy? Does it feel right? I'm going to pin my video to easy is right here. And that's another great talk if you want to check that out. The higher current is always ease. That version of you, that higher version of you that's calling you, that you say you want to be. All the ease is there. That ease, it doesn't mean laziness. It means trust. It's spaciousness. It's the ability to hear and move with the subtle voice of life's genius, your inner genius. And so the real decision is this. Are you willing to let go of the mental agitation? Because it's about, you picked it up. Can you put it down? Can you stop forcing, pushing, engaging in the endless loops? It's like you know where this overthinking gets you. It's the same stuff. It's a pattern. It's a program. And you just have to be willing to put it down. But not just put it down. Are you willing to be available to something greater that unfolds when you do put it down? Because your mind can conceive so much better, so much more, so much that's different than the overthinking that you're engaging in, keeping you in these carousel loops of beliefs and attitudes and moods. Are you willing to be available to something greater than what your mind can currently conceive? Because if you can say yes to that, the agitation dissolves, the right actions arise spontaneously, and what you desire starts moving toward you because you start moving from that perspective of you. You start thinking from that perspective of you. Once you start putting down that old mental struggle, that old mental grasping and clutching and forcing. Here's another secret hidden in plain sight, and you already know this. If you've listened this far, chances are you already know this. And if you do like this content, please do me a favor and just hit the like button. And if you want to hear more of content just like this, I invite you to subscribe. And if you could leave the comment, "I'm done overthinking," below, then I'll know you listened this far. Then I'll know this meant something to you. But let me give you this other secret that's hiding in plain sight. The life you want, you can't think your way there. Honestly, all the overthinking that you've done, if you could think your way to where you want to be, wouldn't you be there already? No. And I'm not laughing at you. I'm the same person. I have littered throughout my Gene Keys profile in the shadow frequencies. You know, the energy of reaction, the energy of distraction, of agitation. These are my shadows right in my Gene Keys profile. So I know, believe me. And I am an expert level, like ninja level overthinker. And so I know, just by the efforting that I've put forward in this life so far, and just in this life, if I was going to get where I really wanted to be by thinking, I would have gotten there through the thinking a long time ago. No, the way I got there was relaxing, putting the old version of me down, just putting it down, trusting my way there, softening my way there, loving myself with such tenderness to get there. Overthinking is simply the shadow's last attempt to keep you safe by keeping you small. Letting go, putting down this old version of you, that's the invitation into your true prosperity. Prosperity being the effortless flowering, or the fluorescence, one of my favorite words, of your true life force. All the ease you're asking for, it's there when you let go, when you unbecome, when you drop the masks. You're willing to put down the shadow and stop thinking from the shadow. All overthinking is thinking from your shadow. I mean, you don't have to think about it too long. Makes sense, right? And when I'm overthinking, I just want to give you a quick little hack here. And I shared it with one of my groups in a group program I think I taught a year or 2 years ago. And I have this little thing that I do, and it just makes me crack up every single time. When I notice, I don't do this so much anymore because I put that version of me down that overthinks. But when I get really caught up in overthinking, or if I have a tendency somewhere to do it now, I just stop myself. I put my hand on my heart. I take a deep breath in, I close my eyes, and I say out loud, "Hello?" Or I imagine, if I'm in public, I don't want to do that. But yeah, I say in my own head, "Hello? Hello?" And it's like this resounding echo of my own voice echoing through what feels like vast empty hallways where there's nobody there. So who is doing that overthinking? What phantom specter or echo was responsible for that voice telling me all the ways I'm a disappointment? all the ways I'm no good, all the ways I just don't measure up and never will. It was never there, like a phantom, like a specter, just an empty echo of something that I heard once or thought once or believed once a long time ago and never cut the cord with it. Try it. It's super quick and powerful. I love simple and elegant. I always teach simple and elegant in my world because that's what works. Next time you notice yourself in that spun out shadow spiral and carousel loop of overthinking, stop yourself, close your eyes, take a deep breath, put your hand on your chest, and just say, hello? And you'll laugh, just like I do every single time. There's nobody there. You know, I'm speaking right into this deep, subtle truth, and I hope you're here to receive it because it really does help. And most people don't realize that, you know, overthinking is an embodiment of the shadow. And particularly, we can talk about it through Gene Key 57 and the shadow frequency of unease. That Gene Key 57 moves from the shadow of unease to the city of clarity through the pathway of intuition. And you ever notice when you're overthinking, you're not tuned into your deep inner self. You're not in communion with your intuition. That noise is crowding out that subtle, quiet, silent knowing that's tapped into the field of everything that ever was, ever is, and ever will be. Guiding you to your next step. You can't hear it with all the noise. And there's nothing you have to do to be in better communion with your intuition. It's about putting that old version of you down. It is about letting go. It's about surrendering. And this Gene Key 57, the shadow of unease, in that shadow frequency, it's the constant low-grade hum of something's wrong in the background of your being. And you might not even know consciously what is wrong. Or there might not even be anything wrong. If you're like me and you've kind of had a lifetime of hypervigilance, you know, when everything is going right, that's when you're convinced that something is wrong. Sound familiar? Like the nervous system is braced, the mind is scanning for risks, for peril, and there's a chronic mistrust of life itself. And sadly, for a lot of us, this happens when things are starting to go right, things are starting to go our way. And you see, no one takes that away from us. We do that to ourselves. We're really good. No one has to come and volunteer to do that for us. We're perfectly capable of taking away all our own good things on our own. And it's through this chronic mistrust, this unease. Because our nervous system has been braced to scan for risks probably over our entire lives. Overthinking is that survival strategy. You know, our inner vibrational climate is saying, you better hold on tight here. It's the ego saying, if I can just think hard enough, anticipate all the dangers, plan everything perfectly, maybe I can prevent bad things from happening. How's that worked out for you? What ends up happening is that the mind kind of goes into lockdown, into these obsessive loops. It's incredibly self-obsessive to overthink. It tunes you out from all the good things in life. There you are trying to protect yourself from what's bad, but in this obsessive loop, you end up blocking everything out that's good too. And then the body stays tense and guarded. The heart stays closed. Life feels like a minefield instead of a garden. Unease feeds that overthinking, and the overthinking feeds unease. See that closed feedback loop? It's designed to keep you disconnected from your own higher intelligence, your intuition, that deep, subtle, silent knowing. And the gift frequency in Gene Key 57 is that crystalline intuition. And so here's the final little secret I'm going to share with you. The mind operating from unease is too slow to keep up with life's true intelligence. Not only do we stay in these obsessive mind loop lockdowns, but meanwhile life is happening all around us. The joy and the wonder of the forces of life, the great mysteries unfolding right before our eyes, we just don't see it. Overthinking is the mind's kind of desperate and clumsy attempt to outrun what the heart and body can instinctively sense, if given space enough to breathe. And once you do give yourself that indulgence into presence, into openness, the moment you say, I choose to trust the quiet, wordless knowing inside me more than the endless noise in my head, boom, you automatically open that gift frequency of intuition. And intuition is faster than thought. And it's eternal. And intuition is plugged into the eternal, infinite grid of all that is. Everything is available to you through your intuition. It's a direct sensory resonance with truth. It doesn't need to guard or protect against anything. It doesn't need to explain itself like the mind does, like the false small self and ego self does. The intuition just knows. And through it, you know. And here you can engage in another quick, simple, elegant trick. You put your hand on your heart again, and you close your eyes and you take a deep breath and go into presence and say, thank you. Show me my next step. The gratitude implies it's already done. I'm already plugged into my intuition. I'm already operating from my silent, deep inner knowing. I'm already listening to the intelligence as it unfolds, and I'm following it. Thank you. Show me my next step. It implies that who you want to be, what you want to have, what you want to be doing is already done. The assumption that it's already made, already had, already being enjoyed by you. You can't think your way to that. You have to relax your system enough to feel that. Because everything you want, it's already there inside you. It's like sunlight behind the clouds of unease. And when you fully lean into this gift of your intuition, you open up to this final flowering of the Gene Key 57, which is the city of clarity. This is where everything becomes possible. And when you ask to be shown that next step, it's crystal clear. It's beautiful. It's luminous. It's unmissable. Because that clarity is where you finally understand you are one with the perfect unfolding of life itself, and you're there in real time, finally, to witness it and play with it. I know this message helped you today, and I would love some support. If you like these messages and these talks and you want more of them, leave a like, leave a comment, I'm done with overthinking, and subscribe to this channel if you feel called to. Thank you, and so much love and blessings to you all.